Hi, and welcome to Odyssey of Ascension. It is Wednesday, Q&A day. Awesome. I've got 20 questions for today, and today I received about 10 more. Awesome. So we'll have some more for Friday. Thanks all for participating and emailing your questions or texting them and how you get them to me. Thank you so much for that. All right, here we go. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, no. It's okay. I was listening. Make sure we have good silence. Got coffee, got everything we need. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go. It's a new shirt from Victoria's Secret. Thank you, Brent.
Lovely.
It's very pretty. Yeah.
Lovely.
Soft. And greetings once again to the collective. Ocyphius here. Bid you all a good day. We have an idea of a speaker's been here before, but let's say the noticeability of the vibration that he is being translated differently, for of course Roxanne has lessened her distortions, that of Ra. And greetings once again to the collective. This is the collective, if you would, Ra, R-A, yes. The same that you know of, yes. Choice, yes. That of Rita, you have questions.
Yes.
Wonderful.
This is from Cindy.
Cindy.
This one has to do with my body. For many years I've been obsessed with keeping thin. I was always critical of my body, and if I missed days at the gym, I would be afraid of gaining weight. I was definitely thin, but looking back now, I remember that I still thought that I needed to be thinner all the time.
Yes.
And today I'm thinking, I would love that body right now. What was I thinking? But it's strange. Even though I'm a little heavier than I was a year ago, I feel a lot more secure about myself, and the extra pounds are not getting to me like they would have a year ago.
Yes.
In fact, I would have been depressed over it a year ago.
Yes.
I'd like to be this more secure person I am today and also have my thin body again without feeling the need to work out all the time to maintain it. It felt like a workout prison that I had to stay in to be skinny. But it was a lot more fun with clothes with that body, even if I couldn't fully appreciate it then. I feel that I would be able to appreciate that body now. Do you have any insights for me?
Sure. Continue the way you are and your thin body will return with no effort. You maintain that thin body through effort. You released the idea of it and gained a body that you appreciated, because it wasn't a body that was structured to the limitations of the status quo. The current timeline, we have answered this many ideologies through this conduit. Go back 1500s. You have pictures all over your walls from your artists with women that of what you call round, roomy, got a little bit of a tummy here, that little sticks out, that little pooch, if you will. That was considered a sex symbol at the time. Your degradation of the body is just the diplomacies of this now current self. The human constructive ideology of itself. Women are bean poles. They're thin. Red beans and rice didn't miss her. Right, that one. That's a ideology. To be thin. That's all. And you allowed yourself to love yourself just for a momentary lapse of reason, and now you are experiencing something. Oh Lord, my goodness, child, you're experiencing a love for the self. That you're actually okay with your, quote, extra pounds. Even with your own labeling, your own judgments of considering yourself extra pounds. You are okay with that. But then, here comes that thinking bitch of yours, control, that says, uh-oh, I would love to get back to that body, which automatically puts a distortion in your frequency framework. Lack. I'm not enough once again, so I must be effort to attain a certain vibration in apparency for acceptability, self-worth. See, we have no concerns on how we look. We cannot have a concern to how unconditional love looks, because it looks as it is, unconditionally beautiful. You're the scoped reality. Putting on the glasses, or we prefer your scales of illusion. The ones you put over your eyes, those are the measurement scales. Oh, they're thick, they're nasty. They have lots of layers and shades to them, and they tell you what you are. And then you, playing the victim role, allow it. And it becomes the beauty of a reality that's never been experienced by any one particular save you. And you give to the collective for your own limitations, your own self-degradations, your diplomacies of I'm not worthy, to give an experience to the whole that could not been have experienced anywhere else. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm
Okay. That's what's happening with you. See, you're up here on pretend land. You're up here going, oh, I had this, and it was this, and it was la 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 la, tra la 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 la, skipping through the idea of your bridge beliefs and your kind of deflections of the truth and the honest self. And it's a fun playground for you to play in, and you're very good at limitations. Congratulations, I would call you a master of them. And now maybe you can choose something different within yourself. And the bridge is called honesty, and you choose it, and it will be painful, because you have to choose that over the pride. And whenever you let pride go, your worthiness of investment, of time spent, things of accomplishment, those ideas that you are putting on as a badge of honor for others to give you glory must be taken off of your walls. They do not need to be represented in the museum of you. When people come into your vibration, you make sure everyone gets to see all of you so you can feel worthy. But see, when you gain those extra pounds and you are okay with it, that's when you were naked, child. That's when you stopped being an identity. And you allowed worthiness to consume you once again. And that worthiness showed you that you're worth whatever you are in the now. And then here that controlling lady steps up to the plate and goes, well, that was good for a while, but shit can't last. So we'll go ahead and control things again and make them better. Which is your library of limitation, as Sylvester was given. So how about this? If you want advice, look in the mirror. If you want an offering, I will give you. Leave it alone. Stay on the current path of allowance you have accepted into your reality. And through that, expansion, realization, evolution, ascension is inevitable. It's only you that will slow it down from now forward. You have reached a new self. Say hello to yourself, give her a big-ass kiss, and move on with yourself. Acceptance of the God found, that portion, is now in play. We can't choose it. That's your game. Go ahead, darling.
This question is from Jennifer B. Why do I feel so guilty about living in my own freedom and like I must have obligations to others, such as family?
You feel that way because it is a belief system. Sorry, Rox. We like the slurpy noise. A belief system of what? Begs the question. Of a self, of an identity. And it's on a program that's run by the will of the now. Powerful force, isn't it? It's the reason why you have sun. It's the reason why you have heat. It's the reason why you have gravity. It's the reason why you have frequency, compression. Because you ask for it, and so it shall be. The will of the now provides. And it provides you with the obligation that you put into place. That one idea self. A lost identity with no identity, coupling identities as it goes along. No identity to have one. Thank you. Obligation. No identity to have another. Thank you. Responsibility. No obligation. And now obligation. And now responsible. Two selves to be. In the moments of correct measurement, according to your controlling mind of disseminating the situation about you. Why is it there? Because you told it to be there and you continue to do so. In acceptance of that I am obligated, I am that idea of responsible to another. I do allow others to dictate my life. I am playing a victim role. I love it. It is a part of creation unbeknownst, and now has been experienced by the I am that I am. I rejoice now, for now I am more than I am. And now I will accept those selves and move on with my nows. And now how do you tell the will of the now? Jennifer, how does the will of the now know not to energize it? Because it works on framework of your belief, your will, your understanding, your framework. It cannot change. It's not a consciousness to go, oh, you don't deserve this any longer. There's no one behind the fucking mirror. So what happened? Well, we should tell you. When here comes obligation represented by your parents, and they command you in an ideology where you would have quick triggered yourself in the same diplomacy as before, you say nay this time. See, and then here comes this mighty God, lost forgotten, and it's wearing courage as its shield, and its sword is blinding love, and it goes into the now and does what it says. I am my own God now. And I shall no longer be the God you expect me to be. And you have accepted that self, and that self is no longer validated and energized by the whole, because you have no longer chosen the self of the program of the old. And your framework changes, your edges bleed into nothingness, and you are now allowing the unknown to say hello, because it's not shielded up, deflected back by your obligation of frequency. Vibration. Remember. That's it.
The next question is from Marlu. It might be Mary Lou if they forgot the Y.
Mary Lou sounds correct.
Okay. Around bedtime, when the air conditioner or the fridge will start running, or any electric outlet, I have a big jolt of electricity going from inside my ears, and it runs through my central nervous system. I even hear the noise from electricity running inside me. I'm working on getting connected with my higher self more. I'm curious on the meaning.
You're working on it. Wow.
I'm curious on the meaning of this event. I think it's very awesome.
It is awesome. And that's all you need to know about meaning. Those ideas were to get you to ask a particular idea, a question that you have not asked, because you didn't think you need to ask it. But we will go ahead and tell you what you need to know, and you're seeking this idea through the candy of electrical inputs and outputs and noticeabilities. Those are ideas of they just are. You have a unshielded vibration, let's say, mind that allows frequency of energy movement in your your vibrational density called electricity. Simple. Done. It's nothing special. You don't need to write home about it. You just need to accept it. And then whatever attributes are understood from that from now forward will be given as easy as pie. Let it go. Real reason. Better reason. Different reason you ask questions. Okay. You're trying to connect to your higher self. There is no not being connected to your higher self. You must be a newer idea to this channel, for there have been many videos representing how to connect to your higher self in high frequency. See, you are the originator already. You, the fractal, are the receptor of the original thought. So all of your thought, including the voice in your head, is your higher self. You just can't trust it's that easy, because your space-time now framework has put processes in order to be spiritual. In order to do this, you must do this. You have to sit, hold your leg up. Mercury must be in retrograde, and the stricture of your ass be pointing north. And then maybe you can connect. Really? Okay? Those are all idea structures. All of those structures are worthy. They are creation. But you're using them as a way, which means you're slapping yourself right in the face, and I don't know the way. Well, there is only one way, and it is your way, child. Goodness. Kingdom of heaven lies within. The truth is in the eye of the beholder. Ring a bell? It's not jokes. It's the way home. You gotta trust only one idea, you. But you can't even trust your own thoughts because you think they are degraded, illusional, causality. Evil, negative energy, dark energies, implants, kibbles and bits. Oh my. All of these things that are rattling around your mind, keeping yourself in an idea of a democracy that I'm not worthy, and I can never vote out of my worthiness because I do not have enough on my side in numbers. So I structure myself in numbers, in identities, to gain the approvals of others. And until that is achieved, then I can never trust myself inside of here because I have not enough input from the collective whole to tell me I am that awesome. Or you are. But again, it's a choice. I can't tell you how awesome you are. I can sit here and run adjectives galore, descriptions of your lifetimes, feats of monumental tasks achieved by you. Mary Lou, goodbye, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. Oh yeah. You see, my love for you can't do anything because you live in a mirror, a bubble of reality that the love must be self-given. Return to the self, it's already being done, accepted by the self of the fractal. It's choice, and you're not choosing to trust number one, the only one, right here, your higher self. Hello, hi, how are you? Wonderful. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Awesome. Let's have a talk, okay. Imagination, once again, sparks up. Fantasy. Bullshit. See? Measurements of judgment. Experience, vibration given, taken, dictated, measured, put into a category, frequency against the valid self, and here comes the bullshit meter. Reality or fake? And therefore, you. That's what happens. Offering comes, you bring it in, you don't accept reality is, you're not there yet. You have to defend against it, poke and prod it, and feel the frequency of it, the measurements. And then this fractal mind takes its library of limitations and starts to use its RAM to go back and pull all the files and pop them up in front of your mind so you can look through and say good or bad, indifferent, worthy, waste of time, not my cup of tea, leave it alone. And you remain separated because you're arrogant. You actually believe you have intelligence. You're insulting yourself if you think you're smart. Because how fucking smart you are is not the way you represent it in a controlling fashion of separation. You can show yourself your worthiness, your intelligence, but it cannot be done through the construct of what you think you are, what you think you can do. It has to be allowed, given, accepted, and acted upon in the idea of I love this for me. And you will know you. This is all. Go ahead.
The next question is from Money Light Worker.
Money light worker. Our pardons.
So in an earlier Q&A, I asked about static buzzy things which I see everywhere. You told me it was energy and to feel it.
I didn't tell you shit.
I've been doing that now, and I feel a tingling in my palms if I just lay it out. It intensifies if I move my awareness to my palms. When my mind wanders, it goes away. Could I be a healer or something useful for others?
Yes, but until you are useful to yourself, you will be shit to others.
Also, I have been using LERM for 11 months now. Has this got something to do with that? Please, can
Yes.
you advise me as how I can develop this energy working?
Well, your energy work has gone as far as it can with your fractal mind of energetic prose. The way you have pronounced yourself in your diplomacies to become a light-encoded reality matrix experiencer and practitioner. Most certainly eligible in your framework. But you can't go any further until you allow yourself to be the magic. And it is done, it is given. It is not achieved in the structure you have gotten to this point. You're starting to feel different frequencies of reality, connections to the unknown known, if you will. And you can find those selves of the experiential, but they cannot be cast upon a shadow of separation, of ego. Can't do it. Now, let go. Because your egoic structure was not deep in play, yet it was there, it was validated. You brought your separated self, but it was not a pinnacle. In other words, your focus on achievement was not really achievement. It was for the ride. But that's as far as you can take it. You have to continue the ride by allowing it now. And you will experience more money light worker. That's it.
The next question is from Dan L. I was just wondering why Ocyphius said to me that waking up was the greatest gift I could give myself.
Well, we don't dare say why Ocyphius did or did not say anything, because we are never going to be Ocyphius' point of view. However, I would, let's say, in your terms, 100% agree with Ocyphius. Because you were lost, innocent. Waking up gives you a choice. Have you not looked at the asleep and see they have no choice? They don't know different. They can't even fathom different choice. I don't have to do that, really. It is the greatest gift you've given yourself. It's an offering, kid. We don't give a fuck if you take it or not. Bye. Go ahead.
The next question is from Niha Yu.
Yeehaw.
I wanted to know how to deal or be friends with or heal
Deal. Go ahead.
our dark side.
Oh, goodness God, I felt that as soon as I said
Mhm.
dark side. What dark side?
I can often feel it in me like a different person. Whenever I think of something really good, it shows me or says something opposite.
It doesn't do shit. It is an identity that you validated through a structure, but you play the blame game as if there's something controlling you.
I used to ignore it or say, shut up, don't think like that, till recently I felt I should not ignore
Accept it.
as I felt hurt when I was silencing my dark side. I
Don't
want to face...
silence your dark side. There is no dark side to silence. How about this? Identity of separation. See, it's just a fucking label. But you must go to dark and blame. Because I'm not good enough to accept myself as dark. As a murderer. I can't accept myself as a betrayer of the family. I've sold out my species for money. I cannot accept humanity as, so I label those things dark. keep myself away from it so I may shine in the light upon the day of reckoning. And the Father will see me, and He'll invite me home again. There is no angry God, child. There is no one watching or judging, giving you points or taking them away. There's no finish line, because there's no start. No. See, you're identifying. That's what you're doing. So accept those dark voices and say, yes, you're right. That's a possibility. You're right, that's right. I am that. And then you'll notice an influx of vibrations of peace, calm, solitude, courage, stable. And in isness returned. But as long as you're chaotic in your mind and trying to make shit correct and live on one side and not the other, then you will remain divided until you become whole upon your exit, and you'll play the game again and again because you love it. Truly. Go ahead.
The next question is from Stefan, or Stephanie, if maybe
It
they
is
forgot the
Stefan.
I. Okay.
It is Stefan.
And it has 3 parts. Part number 1. When we make physical contact with ETs and or hybrids, is the communication going to be mostly telepathic?
No. But what experience are you talking about? What timeline, Stefan? If you're talking about the idea of interactions with the collective as a whole, it will be compression or sound. But if it is you who are stunned by appearing in front of a Zeta or an Arcturian, then you will have telepathic communications. It'll be most likely, relax, kid. You set this up. This is what you've been waiting for. Breathe. And that'll be the voice in your head coming from that other idea, alien over there, to bring you into what you want. Go ahead.
Part 2, does practicing telepathic communication with my cats help me to expand my telepathic capabilities in that direction?
Of course. But I wouldn't say in that direction. It just helps my telepathic skills. Simple. Don't define it any more than that, because definitions invite limitations. Part 3.
Part 3, will I personally make physical contact with an ET or a
We've already
hybrid
answered that.
before the collective open contact of 2033?
Wow.
Give or
Whoa.
take, depending on the energy.
There it is, give or take. Give or take. That is a give or take too. The answer is yes and no, depending on you. That's it.
Okie dokie.
Pokey. Artichoke.
The next question is from Loretta T.
Mm.
I have been a little concerned with myself of late. I know I shouldn't be. Thank you, higher self. LOL. But I have been losing my train of thought a lot. Can't remember what I was talking about in conversations. Forgetting words when trying to explain items to people.
Why
Can't
trying
remember.
to explain? That's an issue. Go ahead.
Can't remember people's names, etc. When I'm in important meetings, which is part of my job, it's like
Important.
it's,
Blah, blah.
yeah,
blah.
it's like I'm there, but I'm not. I have to do my 3D job, but feel
No, you don't have to.
at these times I am in 4 or even 5D.
All right. Stop. First off, you're not in 4 or 5D. Get over your arrogant self. You're in 3D. Your ass is in 3rd density. 4D is a state of being, but you're commanding it as an idea of I'm on a 4D plane. You're not. You're in 3rd density. Start to love where you are and stop defining your escapism. And all of the... Did you read your question, child? Did you read how many limitations? I know this. I'm concerned that I don't need to. But I have to be the 3D. I have to. This must. All the things that you just killed yourself are you saying, hi, stop all this stuff. So you gave yourself an experience that said this: I'm going to let you have the opportunity to forget everything. I'm going to give you a new memory in the moment. That's you telling you. And you give your new memory not knowing these people names because it's failure. Because you didn't live up to the expectations of the conversations. You weren't making your point that you thought was so valid. You see yourself now? Do you see how many limitations you just exposed to yourself with that mere question? Bringing all these worlds of separation, 3D, 4D, spiritual, non-work, 5D, what? Details, distractions? Yes, listen, child, it's a game, I don't care. Go play it. But see, you're bringing that world as a truth to you in this world. And this world's gonna tell its truth. All the shit you just said is a commandment of deception, of distraction to you. Lay down your arms, for God's sakes, and stop commanding. You have a 3D life that's important, that you have to appear some way to some people in ideas of social acceptance. Do you enjoy your life? You want to be free, or you want to kind of be free and convince yourself you're on a spiritual path? Rah, Loretta. Oh, I'll be a bitch. Of course. Because I want you to smell yourself in vibration. To see how much right now you're limiting yourself with unknown identities of satisfactory image fulfillment. Have fun. Go ahead, darling.
The next one is from Leo A, and it has 4 parts.
My God, Leo. Get a session, child.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, taking into consideration that other people are reflectors, meaning that I will only see on them my own attitudes and thoughts about
Okay.
myself in a 3D hologram.
Stop. I'm just going to only consider that. Well, then you're already fucked. You're considering it's a reflection. That's your issue. You haven't accepted that they are reflectors of vibration, and you translate what they are unto you. See, you're considering it, and you're not really committed. You're half-assed, so therefore vibrational ideas of you in worthiness shall be peril to the half-assed commitment. Mirror's perfect. Go ahead.
If I am only seeing the representation of my thoughts in a 3D world, then there
It is not a representation of your thoughts. It is a vibration that you choose to be how it represents. When you see murder, you are not murdered. Those are not your thoughts. That's a vibration of reality to do whatever you want to it. Accept it, reject it, categorize it, attack it. That's how it works. Go ahead.
So part 1. Is there any possible way to really communicate something? Or am I just seeing my reflection and they are seeing whatever
Of
they
course
think
you're
about themselves in
communicating
me?
something. I'm communicating the living shit out of you right now. I just shifted a vibration in Loretta's world because I represent an idea in vibration, and you guys have translated it in the way you feel about it. So of course we're communicating. But you want to communicate your thoughts. You can't do that. You communicate your vibration. Everyone translates your thoughts. Now it may be an agreement. Yes, the grass is green. The vibrations are agreeable through terminology. But you don't know what green looks like in my eyes. How limited you are. You think the creation is a standard. You think blue is blue? Really? Blue is blue to you. Go ahead.
Part 2. How do you tell if they are happy or suffering in their own bubble if I only see myself? Is there a way to...
If you're happy, who gives a shit how they feel?
Yeah.
If you're suffering, congratulations. It's another way of being happy. You just call it suffering to give your experience of the happy self you always are. You just don't know the happy self because you're down here pretending to suffer. Excellent.
Part 3. If I say something verbally to another person, that's only happening in my universe. From that person's universe perspective, I might be saying a totally different thing, or maybe
Yes.
I'm not talking with them at all.
Yes. But why are you wondering about the ideas? If it's happening every day and you are communicating in your co-creative bubble, why are you trying to find holes in it? Because you are an ego. Because you want to know. You want to test and poke and prod, and you don't want to accept, which is the idea way back at the beginning, the possibilities. Read the first part. What's the vibration? Very first part.
Very first part of what?
The sentence, the whole thing.
Oh.
Consideration.
If I say something verbally to another person, that's...
No. Very, very beginning of the whole thing.
Oh, taking into consideration...
There it is.
Yeah.
Taking into consideration, and all the way down here at the end, it's the same vibration. You are considering the mirror, so you want to test it and get answers instead of just fucking trusting it. And that whole shielding is an identity for you to recognize that you're trying to be clever.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Okay. The next question is from Stan.
Stan, the drywall man.
This question is to Professor L. Could you talk about beliefs? For example, since I started to choose myself over anything and started to not act out of fear, my life has changed. I really like it. Before hearing Sly talking about collapsed timelines, I was thinking that winning the lottery to buy a new computer would be a fun experience. But then I thought, what if I came back from my walk with my dogs and a courier would park in front of my house and ask me to sign papers and just hand me over this new computer? Then I asked myself, do I honestly believe it will happen today? And the answer was no. I thought about this subject for a couple of days, usually when I was walking my dogs. And 3 days later, a courier did park in front of my house when I came back from...
to the neighbor's house, though.
Yes. But yes. And then I saw him go to the neighbor's house. Even though I made that this courier was there, I still don't believe that next time he will be there with my computer.
Well then, welcome to your reality.
I know this belief is just illusion. How can I change this type of belief, and why?
By not expecting a computer to come at all. Don't expect anything in reality to come, and let the universe surprise you, for God's sakes. You guys love surprises. But you guys think you don't deserve surprises, miracles, the easiness of a computer just showing up at your door, timelines collapsed and fixed and forgotten and brought back together. Fixated, I should say. You want to know the belief, then stop trying to make it provable. Stop trying to make it happen. Let go and have some fun in your life. Focus on the fun. When you find some negativity in you, some identities of separation, some of your attributes that keep you from the joy that you are, acknowledge them, accept them, keep going in your nows and choose your joy and let things just happen. You know, you think you need money to get the computer. Then the computer, as you said, hey, I don't need the money. Let it just happen. Perfect. So now know it's going to happen in the perfect now and get the fuck out of your way. But you are commanding a vibration to say, I don't believe it. So therefore it won't come. But if you know it and get out of your way, forget about it and go about your nows, then here's a now with the computer. It's getting closer. I'm in the now. Skippity-doo-dah. Fairy, fairy. Having fun. Oop. Oh, there's my computer. Thank you. But you can't have that because you're always throwing up the barriers. Of I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm really God. But you have to look around, but you don't accept that you are creating the around you. That you're creating everything that gives you the experience of the third density, including the body and all the receptors of vibration translations. The smells, the colors, the tastes, the sounds. The body, the vibrations, the feelings, the emotions, all of that is your magic. That's what you are doing right now. But that is so built in, so status quo, it couldn't possibly be me doing that. Another part. Look at all your limitations. Excellent work. Stir up the pot, darling. You're kicking it. That's it.
The next question is from D. Schron. Are all planets hollow with an interior? Is our inner hollow Earth inhabited by other humans?
Not all planets are hollow, okay? Planets are solid. Your planet is solid. But within your planet, there's a vibrational frequency that's not solid. And it exists within your hollow Earth. But that's the way humans saw it, because that's the only way they can imagine it. But they don't understand frequency. See, you guys are vibrating at a certain frequency to give you the illusion there's a planet that you have solid. There's something loud, yeah. Tink. See? Sound. Solid. Compression. Okay? That's a frequency of existence, and you are on a relationship plane of that frequency giving you the experience. Therefore you have Earths, planets, suns, solar system, galaxies, la-di-da-di. But not all planets are hollow. Actually, pretty much no planets are really hollow. If you want to know, they are solid. But they have hollow parts to them, but those are what you call frequencies that are not in the same frequency band as your Earth. Therefore you have hollow Earth. Agartha. Shit like that. Are there humans there? Of course. You can't keep that secret long. Go ahead.
The next question is from...
That was it?
That was it.
Wow.
Andromeda.
So much more meat there to chew on. Go ahead.
Can you expand on the idea of theos? Please, can our guides be more into intention than into allowance? And what the fuck is love?
Goodness, let's take the first idea. The question here is who?
Andromeda?
Andromeda. Yes, okay, thank you. Go ahead. Second part is who is Theos?
First part, can you expand on the idea of theos?
Just like I'm expanding on the idea of Ra. I'm me, Ra, expanding on my idea of me, becoming more of Ra by speaking my joy. Theos is one and the same. Same ideology and identification in your terms, but truly an individual's singularity of awareness experiences itself with the labeled of humanity idea as Theos. It's a God like you. That's all you need to know. Purpose, outcome, meaning, idea, joy of being here, and what their ideology is, that's not for me to translate. That's your world, doll. I am whole with Theos. You are the one that's curious. Follow the intuition within. Experience Theo at your direct impact. Don't listen to theory or second-hand information. Be the experiencer of the now. Translate it in experience of vibration. And to you, you will know the truth of that about yourself. That's the Theo parts we covered. Go ahead. Is there more?
Yes. Please, can our guides be more into intention than into allowance?
Our guides. Whose guides? There's no our guides. There's your guides. And there's no your guides. You are your guides. Your guides were permission slips of you. They were ways that you were allowed to connect to the whole, to the self, because you were not unworthy. Rather, you were unworthy, not worthy, to talk to yourself. So, long time ago, you used the gods. Aphrodite, Zeus, Spartacus, the Titans. And then you erased that god with the bull deity, and you crushed me, Ra. When your bull deity ended in the age of what? Taurus? Into the age of Aries. And Ra was here. And you prayed to me as a god. And I was crushed too. Through your angry God, Abraham. That God of Abraham was angry. But it was one. So you've never had guides. You just eluded yourself to guides. Then you gave yourself the arcs, angels, because you were still unworthy of being whole. Holy. Holy. So you've made them holy in the the self could not be that. So you use them to give up to and to speak to and to guide to. And you're asking your guides to be more intentional? Intention is time. You're asking yourself to be more intentional because you seek achievement in time. The will of the now, you, creation, the whole does not have intention because there is no time. See, there is only now of experience. Creation and experience sequentially. You delay things and you put intention and time because the self you are now is not enough. So you want, instead of allowance, you want intention. Instead of intention, you want allowance. Whatever you choose. We say take the allowance of the self. Allow reality to be. Leave it alone. It's not broken. It's a playground. You don't go get mad at kids who scoop up some sand and build a castle, do you? Because it's not harmful in your world. But a kid beating another kid in the head with a shovel, that's an issue. But see, it's the same playground. And it's called unconditional love. But you can't play in that playground. Because you have to have intention of betterment. And that's a recognition, child, of an ideology, of an image. So you can see yourself in a reflection and not choose that self to be any more than you are now. Because if you don't know you're enough, then you don't know you're whole. And you'll never be whole when you are not enough. The chasm remains between more and enough. If you choose to be that, simple, the perfection of the mirror, it rolls like thunder, doesn't it? Go ahead.
The next question is from A. Yaka.
Hey, Yaka.
You appeared in my dream last night and prompted me to ask a question. My father passed away over a year ago, and I often speak to him as if he's around. I sometimes get physical sensations that make me think he's listening, but it is mostly...
Makes you think he's listening? You accept that he's listening through this. He doesn't make you. You've accepted. No one has made you do shit. Watch your terms. Definitions define vibration.
But it is mostly in awakened dream states we have dialogue. I find I frequently ask him about heaven and the afterlife, but he seems very reluctant to give me any details about
Because he doesn't want to give you the stuff that you already know and can accept. He's only building the trust in you. And those are details that you don't need. But you are wah, wah, wah. Daddy, give me what I want.
He will say it is beautiful, smile, and say, ask me something else.
Bingo.
Do spirits generally not give details of the afterlife, or is
No.
my dad just being tricky?
No, he's not even being either. You can't accept Dad as what Dad is. If he says ask something else, then ask something else, child. Because there's more for you. You're talking to a whole, and you're a fractal. Trust the whole self of you, and understand the experience you're having with the interconnection with your Father. It is that simple. But you're making it more difficult, because you're not getting what you want. We can give you a binky if you like, and maybe that'll stop your whining. Go ahead.
The next question is from Maximo,
Maximo.
and he has a question about flow states and being in the zone. I want to live from that space and take it with me in whatever I do, but specifically in relation to other people, that feeling of flow where it feels like you merge with the other person and you can connect on such a deep level.
Excellent.
How do I experience this at will? For example,
Not
like...
at will, a will. Ah, damn it, here we go again. At will is you wanting to be something that you're not now. You've got to be what you are now, and that will show up. You guys got to stop thinking. You got to stop controlling your world. You think that you want that experience, so you think about how to do it, and you're fucked. You're fucked again. Because you're thinking in time, and that says I'm not enough, and that tells the mirror I'm lack. So you will get the experience of being disconnected in repetition as lackful. Stop it, Maximo. You're getting smart for your own good, but your own good of being smart is slowing you the fuck down. Accept all realities, all vibrations, and you will know. But your mind is hurrying things along because you want to know, you need to know, you want that experience. I'm not enough, I don't feel good right now, and if I have that, then I'm connected again, and I'm better than I am now. Vibration maximum. Stop. Stop trying to be what you are not. Be what you are. To let go of things you are not. And then you will no longer be that self of separation. And the gifts return. The magic comes home. Patience. Patience. Go ahead.
The next question is from Alan Z. I've been watching a lot of porn and listening to a lot of porn actress interviews lately. It seems to me that these people have much courage and much to teach about vulnerability and love.
Yes.
I mean, they're literally naked to the world.
Yeah.
They seem to teach a lot about acceptance and the importance of human contact.
Of course.
Could you say something most people don't know about how this porn phenomenon can be beneficial to humans? I just feel such compassion for these spirits who've been so brave and are so open in such an apparently hostile environment, and they receive so little support from outsiders.
Well, they receive so little support from the outsiders of your status quo world, but they are very supported via your internet. So let's look at this idea. They represent an idea of nakedness, of vulnerability, of allowing what? Daggers, judgments, separation, atrocities being thrown upon them, judgments. And they accept those, more and more so, for the simple reason of comfort in numbers. See, your idea here in the United States, where prostitution is something that's looked down upon, yet it is a thriving business. Because a lot of people can't accept that they just love to have sex because it's been martyred by your idea of your religious sex. So now let's flash over to other countries and around your world where it is a profession. It is regulated in your new standards. It is taxed. It is beneficial. It releases a lot of the things that are experienced here in the United States and other countries who do not allow it, for the simple reason is because you're keeping separated from what it is. Porn, prostitution, open sex, allowability is the same, equal to whatever you want to label it. It is the same as walking in the park. It is the same vibration of unconditional love as the accomplishment of flying to the moon. It is the same idea of unconditional love as going to war in another country, of saving a child from an idea of a burning apartment, becoming the hero to yourself. See, all of those are labeled, but they are vibration of passion, a representation of something that people want to experience within themselves, and they bring it to the world as a representation. And it allows everyone to see something about themselves that they either reject or accept. But as time moves forward, comfort in numbers, porn becomes a standard. Let's remember, everyone, the world hasn't ended since porn became available to all of our children. Still hasn't ended yet. Gays, trans, lesbos, blacks, slopes, chinks, pan faces, whitey tighties, all of that hasn't ended your world. See, it's all labels. Now you're starting to see it's a representation of an individual wanting to co-create an expression with humanity. And this venue is called porn. It's a person that wants to express itself in the idea of sexuality. Even though the first constitution of embarking on this was money, because I need money. Sure, who cares? But then there are others that actually love it. Because the interaction with the human being on a vibrational naked level, it's such expensive ideas. And I don't mean expensive money, I mean expense of the self in relationship to nakedness, vulnerability. such an acceptable passion for a lot of people to experience. But see, now that you are breaking through more and more of your own encrusted ideas of belief systems that don't allow things, and they're being done now, despite what the human collective thinks is right or wrong, it still goes on. And then you see all of a sudden that it's not that bad. And then it becomes the norm. It becomes what is. And this is why many countries have porn, prostitution, as what is. Because the beauty of a woman or a man giving itself freely in the idea of a little bit of exchange of energy called abundance, or money in your terms, is fun now. It's a life. It's not degradation. It's not self-imposed beating yourself down into a little bad person because you hate yourself, so you go and spread your legs like butter because you hate yourself. No. It's because it's now understood as it's a relationship to reality, to experience. It's a possibilities within the vast unknown of limitation that humanity has explored through its bravery of itself, its courage. It is beautiful. However you perceive this idea about it is now a new world for you all to see. Excellent question. We would even say exceptional, young Jedi. Thank you. Go ahead.
We're at 56 minutes, and this is question 15 from Judith G.
Well, we will stop at 15 because we only have about 10 more, so that'll make it a nice even round number for Friday's channeling. 10 more and plus the 5 that we have today. So we'll have 15 on Friday. Go ahead.
I've been experiencing something really cool for the last couple of months. It first started during my meditations, and now it sometimes comes when I'm just relaxing on my bed. I can feel some kind of energy which is spinning in my body. It always starts in my head and goes down to my upper body. Sometimes it even goes down to my legs, but not that often. Could you give me more information on that? Is that just the energies in my chakras which I'm noticing?
No.
Or is it something else?
It's your energies as your world.
I really like it. That spinning feeling makes me feel peaceful and calm.
Okay, stay there. You don't need to label it, because label it only diminishes it. Then you confine it to chakras. I wonder what happened if the world never labeled the chakra. Oh, I know. They would be called montas. In another timeline, they would be called pakas. In another timelines, they're called chomba. See, they're ideologies of limitations to construct an idea of limitation. What you feel is you creating reality, the energetic vortex, as Abraham speaks. And you are now part of the spinning of the galaxies. And you want to label it. You want to know. See, you feel something awesome, and you want to know why. Because it can't be a reason why, it just is good to feel. It has to be labeled to experience it maybe again through a construct of achievement. Or label it as, it's good but it's only temporary. Maybe I can have a category, or maybe I can it and put it on the shelf and pull it back out later in my times of depression. I just can't accept what it is now. So maybe now, child, you can trust yourself and just say, fuck it. It felt good, let me just do that in the nows, and that's it. And then you'll be free from the construct of knowing what everything is, because your mind cannot possibly fathom what is. It only believes what was and uses the idea constitutions of the valid what was to formulate, categorize, define, and limit you. So we shall cease now, pick up on Friday, and read the rest of our questions. All who participated today, exceptional questions, thank you for that. This is the collective of Ra. It has been an honor. Bid you a good day. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Oh, beautiful, Rob. You spilled my shit. You did. Brand new shirt, Rob. You spilled coffee on it.
It was the
I'm kidding.
slurping.
I know you were slurping. Oh, that was excellent. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we'll get this up today, and we'll get the rest on Friday. And I love you. Bye.